What's up, world, and welcome back to another episode of Tajin Film Chill Reviews. Today, I'll be reviewing another original film from our friends over at Netflix called Outlaw King. Directed by David Mackenzie and starring Chris Pine, Stephen Delane, Rebecca Rubin, Billy Howell, Sam Spruell, Johnny Phillips, Duncan LaCroix, James Cosmo, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and many others. Outlaw King is a true David versus Goliath story of how the great 14th century Scottish outlaw king Robert the Bruce used bravery and a lot of other things to defeat and repel the much larger and better equipped occupying English army. This was arguably Netflix's biggest gamble from a production standpoint, $120 million to be clear and exact. And since this is the fictional depiction of real events, there will be spoilers. So here's the gist. The Outlaw King opens in a military tent where Edward has assembled Robert and other nobles to accept a truce and pledge their loyalty to English rule. A little bit of helpful on-screen text explains that Scotland had been recognized as its own country until the last king died, leaving the way clear for Edward to sweep in and seize control. Long story short, Robert Bruce and a lot of the other Scots aren't a huge fan of this King Edward and thus start rebelling and taking back their lands castle by castle. It's a historical film, so look it up if you want to know exactly what happened. I'm not a history teacher, I'm just here to tell you my thoughts on the film itself, which I found to be brutal and bloody, epic, and enjoyable. So again, check out Wikipedia if you want to know the play-by-play. Here's my review. Story. I give the story a 4. Based on a true story is cool and fighting for freedom is noble, and there's been countless movies made with this same premise. Braveheart certainly comes to mind. Freedom! I like the approach this film takes and the different perspectives we get to see. It's a classical underdog story of bravery, rebellion, love, and pride. I dig it. Writing. I give the writing a 3. It was solid and, from what I gather, relatively true to the historical events. There were plenty of intimate moments of dialogue mixed in with non-stop action sequences that all worked well together in telling the story. Acting. I give the acting a 3.5. Great cast, and they all gave believable performances for the most part. Honestly, my favorite performance was from Aaron Taylor Johnson as Lord James Douglas. He was pretty much in beast mode the whole time, and it's great and hilarious. Cinematography, I have to give it a 4. Excellent, excellent, excellent work here. Epic sweeping shots of the Scottish coastal landscape and the battle sequences were pretty good. War in general sucks, let's be honest, but medieval wars are just brutal in a way that is still hard to truly fathom. Also, with $120 million, I would have been severely disappointed if it looked like trash, and it doesn't, so there's that. Directing. I give the directing a 3.5 as well. David Mackenzie does a super solid job with this. It was a huge undertaking and a big risk for Netflix, and I think it does pay off. I still think Hell or High Water was a better film in my opinion, now granted greatly and completely different, but this was very good. I'm reluctant to say great, but let's just say it was really good. He gets a lot of great moments from the cast and the story flows well, albeit frustratingly slow at times. Overall, I give it a 3.5. Honestly, it really wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it and it was fine for an at-home watch. I think I would genuinely have been a little more disappointed had I paid to see it in theaters because the expectations were insanely high for this film. Also, let's take a pause for a second and be honest. Whether right or wrong, Game of Thrones has sort of set this incredible benchmark for epic cinematic film, especially battle sequences. This was a far cry from the Battle of the Bastards, which is arguably one of the most epic medieval-esque battle sequences ever made. But again, this was good. Watch it at home, I promise you won't be mad. Oh yeah, and there is Chris Pine full jungle frontal if you're into that sort of thing. So there you have it, another film, another review. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button and let me know what you think in the comments below. See you next time on Tajin Film Chill Reviews. Watch this trailer.
The survival of the Scottish is at stake.
There can be no peace.
The people are desperate for justice. There are some of us who believe we can take our country back. If we can unify and rise up behind one leader. Perhaps you.
You are my family. I cannot do this without you.
Power is making decisions. Whatever course you are charting, I choose you, my husband.
Robert the Bruce to be declared an outlaw.
I serve Robert Bruce! Join us to free our land!
Is it true? You're the King of Scots.
Go tell all your friends we're going to win our country back. We have 50 men to fight the strongest army in the world. We're dealing with outlaws, man. The king will hang him for treason. If I die tomorrow...
No, I want to be
If I die tomorrow, do whatever you must. Do you understand?
I wear this crown as a symbol of my duty to serve the Scottish people. I am King of Scots. Not of the land, but of the people. You could fight for God, for country, for family. I do not care, so long as you fight!